Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Prachi Agarwal, and for those of you who do not know me, I am a digital specialist engineer at Infosys, and all of you know me as a CodeChef video editorialist. So now, if you don't know what CodeChef is, it is a competitive coding platform which is a kind of a mental math sport which has emerged in India in the recent couple of years. So it's all about programming, and only programming. Now, why I decided to create my own channel is because I keep on getting a lot of questions from you guys that how to prepare and what is the criteria of getting selected at Infosys, how to move to competitive programming. Now, whenever I get these kind of questions, I definitely try to answer them and help as many people as I can. But giving individual importance to each and every person who messages me on LinkedIn, it becomes very difficult to keep a track actually, because I have my own full-time job to actually take care, and then I have to take care of the video editorials at CodeChef. So that is why I thought that why not, the best way that I can give out my knowledge for the help of other people is through a YouTube channel. So that is why I am creating this YouTube channel, and my first video, that is this video, will be about how you can prepare for the Infosys interview. Now this video is not only about preparing for the Infosys interview, although I'll keep the caption to Infosys because I have given interview there and I got selected there. So I think I can tell you about Infosys in a better manner. But for all the service-based companies like Capgemini, Wipro, um, and TCS, these guidelines can be used, and I'm sure that pretty much it will help you. So please stay tuned to the video till the end to know that exactly what are the things that you need to take care of before entering into an interview. Now, broadly speaking, there are 6 things that you need to take care of before going to an interview for Infosys or any other service-based company. The first thing is the programming language of your choice. So one programming language you choose, which you can ace at, and it should be an object-oriented programming language. So basically you can choose Java, C++, or Python. Out of these 3, you can choose any one language to display on your resume that yes, you are very fluent with that language, and any question asked to you based on that particular programming language, you will be able to answer. Now, one thing that you should also take care is that in any engineering curriculum, you are always taught the C language. So, if you are asked any question which is based on C language, or there are definitely questions asked on the comparison between C language and any other language that you have chosen, for example, Java. So, those comparison questions you should be able to answer, because that is basically what they are trying to know is that you know your basics between the OOP concepts and the non-OOP concepts. That is what they are trying to figure out. So you should definitely study these type of questions, even if like you are not very good at it, and you do not know the exact thing. So these kind of questions you can find over the internet if you just search the comparison between so and so language, for example C versus Java, then you will find those questions and those comparisons on the internet. You can just study them before the interview, a quick revision, and you are good to go. The second thing that you need to take care of before going into the interview is the subject knowledge. Now, subject knowledge is based on 2 different things. The first is the 2 subjects that you mention in your resume. So whenever you are as a fresher giving an interview, you are required to mention 2 subjects, or as per your preference you can mention more than 2, but 2 is necessary to mention in your resume, so that the interviewer can know that what is your exact interest and in what thing you are good at. So for example, if you have mentioned operating system and data structures as the two subjects. So you should have a basic knowledge of at least the terminologies that are used in those subjects. Now, like for example, if in OS somebody asks you that what is a kernel, so you should know that what is a kernel actually. You cannot say that I don't know what is a kernel and can you please ask something else. So you should know at least the basic terminologies that are used constantly in the subjects that you have mentioned. Apart from that, you should know some basic concepts of that subject. Basic concepts meaning ki, like the concepts which are very popular and which form the base of that particular subject. Like for example, if you talk about data structures, so now if you don't know what arrays are, if you don't know what linked list is, so I mean that shows that you don't know your subject, you are not good at it. So if that is the case, if you are not good at some subject, then please don't write it in your resume, because the interviewer will see your resume and is bound to ask questions like that. And if you are you think that you are good at it, then before going to the interview, just revise, just brush up your concepts a bit, so that you are able to answer any question that the interviewer asks. Now we will talk about other general subjects. Like I said, that subject knowledge is divided into two parts. The first part was the two subjects that you choose for yourself, so that the interviewer can ask you questions. The other thing is the general subjects like software engineering, like data structures and algorithms. So these are the two things that any computer science graduate is expected to know. So you have to brush up your concepts on these two subjects. Now, as far as data structures go, I mean, obviously you will be asked questions on that, because you are a computer science person and you are expected to know about it, even if you mention it or you don't mention it in your resume. So if the interviewer is asking you questions on data structures, then it is nothing wrong and you are expected to know that. Now, as far as software engineering go, so I think in every curriculum there is one small topic of software engineering, or in some cases there is a separate subject that is entirely dedicated to software engineering. So basically you are supposed to know the kind of different SDLC models that are there. Like the most important ones are the waterfall model and the agile model. So you should have a basic idea of how these things work. You can also learn about design thinking and just say that maybe you attended some workshop, or you have a little bit of knowledge and you worked according to that in some project or with your team at college. So these are the things that will be very beneficial for you if you have certain experiences, so that you can narrate them while giving the interview. And if they are asking you questions based on this, then it is nothing wrong, and again I would say that you are expected to know about it. So it is better to just quickly read a little bit about these things before going to the interview. It will just take you 1 to 2 hours to just brush up your concepts on these things. So please don't ignore them, because there, if you are getting a question and you just go blank, then it does not help you. So it is better to always go prepared. Now we will talk about the next thing that you need to prepare yourself for, that is the projects. Now project is a very important aspect of a computer science student. So now project, I would say that you should have at least 2 projects in your resume. The first project can be a minor project which you maybe did in your 3rd year, or if you are going for an internship, then you can show one project, that is fine. But if you are applying for the role at Infosys, then you can have 2 projects in your resume. One will be the minor, one will be the major project that you are doing for your final year. And if you have some other projects, interesting ones, that you did in your entire 4 years at college, then you can mention that also in your resume. I mean, that will be like adding cream to your cake. Yeah. So now project, how the questions are asked on that. So if I tell you about my interview experience, I was asked to just narrate my entire project, give an interview of what it is about. And then I was not asked very in-depth questions like, what algorithm you are using and how will you connect all the things, and like what particular, like I used Android, so they did not ask me questions about like if you know Android or not. So they just wanted to know if I am clear with the idea of the project or not. But this may not be the case when you are giving the interview, because it depends on the interviewer what they want to ask, right? So the best thing is with the project is to first of all mention only those things in your resume which you are aware of. So I have seen a lot of people, they mention machine learning projects, right? And they do not even know A and B of machine learning. So that is not the right way, because if the interviewer is aware of machine learning and you have mentioned that you have done a machine learning project, then the interviewer is bound to ask you questions on that. And if you are not able to answer, then it will be like you have copied the project from somewhere, and the chances of your selection become quite less. So please don't do that to yourself. If you are mentioning something like machine learning and you don't know about it, then please study beforehand, so that at the time of interview you are not embarrassed. That is the word. You will be literally embarrassed if you don't know what you have mentioned in your resume. So guys, please just prepare whatever you have mentioned in the resume. That is very, very important, because they go by it. Now the next thing is that you should prepare one algorithm that you have used in your project, the most important algorithm that is connecting all the dots of your project, and you can revolve your project around that algorithm. So yes, the one thing that you have in your hand is to take the interview in whatever direction you want it to go. So if you want that the interviewer should ask you more questions on that one particular algorithm that you have prepared about, if the interviewer decides to go in depth into your project, then you can do that. You can seem all excited about that algorithm you have used, and you can even ask some kind of questions from the interviewer that, what do you suggest can be a better thing to do for my project, or do you find any faults in my project? So you can just have a very good technical discussion with your interviewer, if he decides to go tries to know in depth about your project. That way you will feel in control, and you will not feel that you don't know what is happening, and you don't know where this interview will go and how much you will be able to answer. So always keep in mind that you are the person who can direct your interview in whatever direction you want. Now the next thing that you need to prepare is the programs. So obviously the interviewer can ask you some coding problems, like code for Fibonacci series, or for the prime numbers, uh, the sieve of Eratosthenes, and I mean these kind of basic problems, the factorization problem, GCD, all of these kinds of basic programs the interviewer can ask you to write down. And you can choose any programming language that you want to do these programs. It will not be some very difficult programming concepts that will be asked to you, programming logics that will be asked to you for a basic job at Infosys. No, they will just be very simple programs. So I mean, you can just before going to the interview, you can just brush up about them on maybe Geeks for Geeks, or some other platforms are out there which have really good content on these basic coding problems. So I will mention those links in the description box. You can check that out, and you don't need to worry much, because I'm sure that having reached this stage, most of you are already well versed with the basic programs. So I think it should not be a problem. Then the last thing that I would say is necessary in an interview is the confidence and your smile. Now confidence and smile is one thing that takes that, lets wonders happen in an interview. Because if you are not confident and you are full of knowledge, you will not be selected. Because what the interviewer wants is for you to fit into their organization. And if you are not showing that you're a team player, and if you do not show that you can manage situations under stress, so interview is also a situation under stress. And if you are showing that you are not able to manage it, then it will be a problem for you to get selected. So what you need to do is that you need to be very confident while you are speaking. And if you don't know something, for example, the interviewer asks you a question and you are not comfortable in answering that question, don't lose your calm. Still stay confident. Tell the interviewer whatever you know about that concept, and then you can just ask them to change the question for you, or you can just answer as much as part of it and then just leave it. Just stay calm. That is the basic thing to getting through to an interview, because if you lose your calm in between, then your entire interview process is going to go worst. So guys, these are the 6 things before entering into an interview for Infosys or any other service-based company for a basic package. If you are going to give an interview, then please keep in mind all of those 6 things that I have just talked about. So let's do a quick recap. The first thing was the programming language. You should know one programming language in a very fluent manner. The second thing was your subject knowledge. Now, subject knowledge is divided into 2 parts. First one, the 2 subjects that you mention in your resume, and the second one are the general subjects. So that makes it 3 things that you need to take care of. The fourth thing that we have to take care of is the programs or the coding problems that can be asked to you, and they can also be very simple puzzles. So you should just try to read as much as possible about them on Google. If you type coding problems, basic ones or basic puzzles, then you'll get a load of content on Google. So just try to go there and search about it and read about it before going to the interview. The last thing is that you have to keep a confident smile on your face while giving the interview. If you do not have confidence, then it becomes very difficult for the interviewer to select you. So please don't miss that, and your interview will go very well. I am very, very sure. So guys, I have discussed what all you need to give the Infosys interview. Now, if you have any questions or you have any doubts, then you can always post them in the comment section. You can also post in the comment section that what videos you want me to do next, because I will definitely be picking up certain topics to make videos on, and if I can get your suggestions, then it'll be great. So please do give me suggestions on what topics you want me to make videos on next. Please post them in the comment section. Also guys, I forgot to mention earlier, please do like the video if you have found anything useful in it, and do subscribe to my channel for getting more such interesting content, and stay tuned.